feeling like you irrelevant. You know, after you spend so many years in prison, you kind of feel like not just your family, but you feel like everybody start to forget about you. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to be forgotten. And they throw you inside this little box, this little cell. And sometimes you feel just lonely and helpless. And the loneliness can kind of eat away at you sometimes.
Before you start, can you just state your name?
My name is Kai Brandon. I'm from East Oakland, California.
Positive dude right here. Great
Man,
energy,
that's what we
Yes, sir.
appreciate right
Yes,
there.
sir.
And that's what today was all about, right there, y'all, for real.
That's love. Before I ask you a question, do you
Yeah.
have anything like you can say no, yes, whatever?
Shoot, whatever you want to ask, shoot, it's good.
Okay, first question. What's something I wouldn't know about you just by looking at you?
I'm a Scorpio. Nah, but seriously,
Called that.
yeah, for real. I'm a person in prison who made one mistake in his life, but I'm really actually a really positive person. I'm really all about joy and peace and happiness, and I try to spread it as much as I can.
Mm, mm. Okay, one thing I ask a lot of people is if you could go back and tell your younger self something, what would you tell them?
Man, don't put no money on the Warriors in 2016. That LeBron James snitched on Draymond. You know, there's a lot of things I would tell my younger self, but mostly though that we don't really mess with LeBron like that, straight up.
Oh, you're not a LeBron fan?
Not at all.
I
Not
cut
at all.
way over.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm kidding. What's the most pain you felt that wasn't physical?
Wow, that was deep. I wasn't expecting that. Damn. The most pain that I felt that wasn't physical, well, happened to be in prison and my mom passing away. Not being able to be out there with my family, not being able to support them like emotionally, just not being able to hold and hug my mama one time when she really needed me. Like that really hurt me more than anything. It was like a gut punch, and then it was like a gut punch and then somebody kicking me in the face while I was on the ground. I mean, if that make any sense, I don't want
That's
All
funny.
makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
to.
What was the best thing about your mom?
She was just a loving and caring person. Like I've never met another person in my life that was more caring than my mom. Damn, I'm down there about to cry, y'all. I wasn't expecting that. Like, oh man, you caught me off guard, but it's good.
I feel like she's always with you all this.
Definitely.
Do you talk to her ever?
All the time. All the time. You know how, like, I don't want to sound like a weirdo or you know how people do that, but you know how you can feel the people you love if they pass away, you can feel them. And I feel my mama all the time.
If she was physically here right now, what would you tell her?
I would just want to tell her I loved her one last time. Just one last time, and just let her know that every sacrifice that she made for me, just let her know how much she really meant to me, because I feel like I took her for granted most of my life, and I put her through a lot of things, and I just wish that I could just have that opportunity just to tell her that I appreciate her and just thank you for everything that she ever done for me.
Dude, I want to stay on this. I'm gonna ask you, what's the feeling you struggle with the most being in here?
Feeling like you irrelevant. You know, after you spend so many years in prison, you kind of feel like not just your family, but you feel like everybody start to forget about you. You know what I mean? And I struggle with that because it's not that I care about other people's opinions, but I just didn't want to be forgotten. And they throw you inside this little box, this little cell, and sometimes you feel just lonely and helpless, and the loneliness can kind of eat away at you sometimes, but you just got to keep pushing, man, and just push through it.
I feel that's a really good answer, because it's like I feel like the definition of hell is just like separation from
Yes.
like separation. We're built on community. We're
Yeah.
built for connection. So, can I ask you, what's the feeling you struggle with the most as a kid?
As a kid, just loneliness, I guess. And as crazy as this may sound, I had people who loved me and cared about me, but I just always felt so alone. I don't know what it was. Like, depression is real, and I think I might have been suffering from depression for a really, really long time. And I don't want to take this off course and all of that, but
Go there.
can I talk? I can speak freely?
Please.
I smoked a lot of weed, and I smoked a lot of weed because I always just felt so lonely. And people think because you got a little bit of money and you got a couple girls on it, that wasn't what made me happy. Just being with my family, just being able to spend that type of quality time is what really made me happy. But I just always used to feel so alone. I could be in a room full of people and I would just feel like I was by myself.
Thanks for being vulnerable on that, because
Yes.
that's the strength. And like that is the most common answer I hear is loneliness.
Mhm.
And like being in a crowd of people, you still feel lonely.
Hmm.
When did you first start feeling that? How old were you?
I don't know. I was sixth grade. So like about 1993, probably like 10, 11 years old.
Mm.
And I know that sounds bad to say, but it was just the truth.
If you could go back and tell your younger self something, what would you tell him?
Can speak freely, right? I won't get in trouble.
No.
Fuck LeBron. That's what I would say.
That shit was coming.
That's what I would go back and tell. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
last question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
Everything.
Perfect. 'Cause you can't fail.
That's right.